It all begins with a single voice echoing at the end of the Outlander Season 8 teaser. A man calls out, "Mrs. Fraser!" And in that moment, Jamie and Claire turn with expressions that speak volumes. Their eyes hold shock, recognition, and a weight of emotion that fans have been trying to decipher ever since. That tiny fragment of a scene has become the spark for endless speculation, fueling theories across forums, social media, and fan circles. What makes this moment so powerful is not just what is shown, but how it is presented. Starz has always been skilled at cutting their trailers in ways that confuse and intrigue at the same time. They often blend audio from one sequence with visuals from another, creating illusions that lead the audience down paths that may not exist. It's a trick designed to stir conversation, and with this teaser, they have succeeded completely. Still, no matter how much smoke and mirrors are involved, one fact remains. Someone calls Claire's name, and that voice means something. Season 7 ended with one of the most dramatic revelations in the series. The possibility that Faith, the child Jamie and Claire lost so many years ago, might not have truly died shook viewers to their core. In Diana Gabaldon's novels, Faith does not survive. That part of Claire and Jamie's history is final, sealed in tragedy. Yet, the show has never been afraid to bend or reshape the written story. The screen adaptation walks a line between honoring the original books and crafting its own identity, and that line leaves enough space for the impossible to suddenly feel possible. The idea of Faith surviving opens countless doors. Some theories suggest that Master Raymond, with his mysterious healing powers, could have intervened. Perhaps he saved the child, raising her in secrecy far away from her true parents. Others weave connections to Blood of My Blood, the prequel that follows Julia and Henry. Their child, William, could in some way be tied into this narrative, perhaps as part of a generational thread that links back to Faith, Fanny, and Jane. The timelines twist and stretch in complicated ways, and while fascinating, such theories feel heavy for a final season that already carries so much weight. Because Season 8 does not have endless hours to explore new branches of the family tree. With only 10 episodes, the story must focus tightly on what matters most. That makes the introduction of Henry, William, or Faith into the 1770s feel unlikely. The show has larger battles to fight, both literal and emotional. Jamie and Claire will return to Fraser's Ridge, beginning again in the home they build with their own hands. A new big house rises on the land, one that fans glimpsed in the teaser. New tenants arrive, each bringing their own conflicts and challenges. Claire takes on the quiet yet symbolic role of beekeeper, tending life in its most fragile form, even as the world around her hurtles toward war. Brianna and Roger will find their way back to Jamie and Claire's time, their family reunited in a world that demands more of them than ever before. Fergus and Marsali carry the sorrow of losing their son, Henry Christian, a grief that will shape every step of their journey. Lord John Grey faces his own peril when he is taken captive, drawing Jamie and Claire into yet another desperate mission. William steps further into his own story, carrying the burden of both love and lineage. And above it all looms the Battle of King's Mountain, where history promises Jamie Fraser's near death, a moment that will push Claire to the very edge of her strength and skill. Amid so many threads, the mysterious voice could belong to someone simple, someone outside the circle of family and prophecy, a soldier delivering grim news, a messenger tied to Lord John, a nameless figure who steps briefly into their lives only to set the stage for heartbreak. Perhaps that voice announces Jamie's fall at King's Mountain, a moment when Claire is told her husband has been struck down in battle. And then there is Claire's final line in the teaser. Is it possible? Fans cling to those words, but like the voice, they may not belong to the same scene at all. They may be lifted from a quiet conversation, one where Claire and Jamie dare to ask if Faith could somehow still live. Or perhaps they belong to a different moment entirely, stitched into the trailer as part of the illusion. The brilliance of the teaser lies in this uncertainty. By blending 3 separate fragments together, Jamie and Claire's shocked faces, the man's voice, and Claire's whispered words, Starz has ensured that every fan is left questioning, debating, imagining. And that is the perfect strategy. The more theories rise, the more anticipation builds, and the closer we draw to the premiere, the stronger the storm of expectation grows. What Season 8 promises is not just answers, but endings. Endings for Jamie and Claire's struggles, for Brianna and Roger's journey, for Fergus and Marsali's grief, for Lord John's trials, and perhaps even for the mystery of faith. Whether the voice in the trailer belongs to a forgotten character, a soldier, or someone deeply tied to the Fraser family's destiny, it has already done its job. It has reminded us why we watch Outlander, not just for the answers, but for the emotions, the speculation, the stories that feel larger than life.